Hi team, good afternoon, morning, wherever you are, depending on what you're doing. Alright, today so we're cracking on with a video about family, okay? Probably the most important thing to everyone, or one of the most important things. I know to me it's definitely the most important thing in the world. So we're going to crack on about family in relation to finances, okay? But make sure you say you love your family, but we need to make sure you're doing the right thing to look after them, okay? And that's important. If you're not, you really need to reconsider what you're doing. You might think you are, I guarantee a lot of people aren't. So time to reconsider, have a look what I've got to say. So, family, big thing in the middle of the board. Some things that I've circled around there are things that are important to family, okay? Things that are important to families growing up, to live, to enjoy their life and to pass on certain things, right? So first of all, the two things that anyone, not just family, anyone needs in their life to really have a successful crack at it, right? Number one, a roof over the head. Number two, income to enjoy life, or to spend to live. Okay, they're the two things, right? That's what it breaks down to two fundamental principles, but all of our strategies come around. So, we try and look at getting you out of debt, owning your own home as fast as possible, and secondly, getting enough income, passive income, to live the life you want forever. Okay, that's how you achieve early retirement easily. So, some of the things, right? So we've got roof over your head and income, education. Everyone, kids, adults, education is important, and it also plays into a part here. So I'm actually going to add a line there, right? That's how we increase our income as well. Lessons, values. So I had a chat yesterday in that. My favourite question that I ask clients, I've got two favourite questions. First one is, what is it that you want to achieve by the end of today's meeting? Right? So you start ticking a goal off straight away. Get right to it, no fluffing around, get straight to the meat of it. Second thing is, what are the most important lessons or most detailed lessons or biggest lessons you learned, negative or positive, from your parents growing up about finances? You watch the can of worms open on that one. Ask yourself that and see what you can think, and then see. You either have two answers. I want to be like my parents because they were successful, or I don't want to be like my parents because they didn't do very well. One or the other. Okay. So lessons and values. Okay. What's important to you? What do you want to achieve, etc., etc. Opportunities. So holidays. You know, opportunities to travel the world. Opportunities in life. You know, investing, taking on new careers, etc., etc. Opportunities are super important for the family. Lifestyle. Okay. So. I grew up in a family where we didn't really do much overseas trips because we didn't have the finances for that, but we did make do and do a lot of really enjoyable domestic trips, camping, that kind of thing. So I still had a really good lifestyle. That's a big important thing, mate. It teaches your kids a lot, gets them out and about, and helps them culturally experience what they want to do. So however it is, enjoying that lifestyle, that's important. Now, they all have a pretty common factor in this, and that's income. Okay, so all these things really need to occur as a function of income or money. Okay, that's not necessarily income, how much money you have left over. So this is important. Okay, so when we look at the family environment, a lot of people say, I want to protect my family, I want to look after my family, I want to have security for my family. It's really concerning then when we talk about that and we go into these 7 steps over here. Okay, so you see how people have got the protection or security blanket over the full protection of the family. Now there's some other things that go into this, but realistically these are the really important pieces, right? So planning, number one, planning for your family. Planning what you want to do and how you're going to achieve it. Alright? Planning how you're going to protect. You can't just say I want to protect my family and give security to my family, and that the words don't mean anything. Right? Words aren't going to save you. You've got to put something in place. You really want to protect them, you really want to have security. No one's job secure these days. Very few jobs are secure, okay? So there's other things you need to take in action on to make sure that you really are living up to your true words and not just saying it to try and sound like a hero. Okay, take action, do something about it. Planning, protecting. Now this is things like asset protection, using trust, company setups if you're a business owner, making sure your estate planning is all set up so if something happens to you, your family's looked after. And then the last thing that's most important with protecting is insurances, guys. Now, having house insurance, car insurance, private health insurance, all that stuff is really good, and a lot of you will have it. You've been brought up that you have to have that. The one that mind boggles me the most, and it hurts, is to pay for your house insurance, to pay for your car insurance, to pay for your private health insurance. To live your life, you need income, and only probably 30% of you have adequate income protection. And so really consider that. It's the most important thing to your day-to-day life is protecting that income, and a lot of you don't do it. So get on top of it. That's something you need to do. Other things, life insurance, D insurance, trauma insurance, okay? These kind of insurances that you need to be adequately covered for, that if something happened to you and you're still here but you need to fund life without having an income source, or you weren't here and your family, who you like to protect and provide security to, didn't have any blanket there when you're not here, okay? So you need to get on top of those things. Protecting is super important, not just insurance, but everything else around that. But insurance is a big piece. allocating, okay? Allocating your money, allocate things in your life appropriately to make sure you're being the most efficient household, enjoying what you've got moving forward. Saving, okay? If you're not saving, that includes paying the principal more than the minimum principal off your home, you need to really sort your stuff out, right? Get your shit in one side, get sorted. Or I guess spending less than you earn, so you have capacity to save and build wealth. That's important. It also teaches your kid a massive lesson in saving. If you're not saving, how do you expect them to do it down the track? Growing, massive, right? Growing your assets. Caitlin, I'll do a shout out to you here. I'm going to use you. My sister, right? Brilliant saver for her age, but she's got the backwards approach where she's saving her bank account to, let's say, $5,000, and now her strategy moving forward is I don't want my account to dip under $5,000. That's good. I'm glad she's at $5,000. However, she's not growing. She's stagnating. With inflation, she'll go backwards, right? So that's a good starting point. Once you get to something like that, you should be allocating or growing that balance. So use a percentage of your income. So instead of saying I want to stay at $5,000, every week I want to allocate 10 or 20% to that account so it keeps growing, so you keep getting better, okay? Because $5,000 doesn't stay worth $5,000 for a very long time, okay? Growing is really important to make sure you're moving forward every day and you're achieving something every day. That includes paying down debt, reducing your home loan, saving, creating investments, all those good things. That's growing, building your net value or your net worth. Enjoying. So we usually think of this as retirement. It doesn't need to be retirement. It can be a little partial retirement, so living your lifestyle, going camping, holidays, overseas, enjoying your money. Teaching your kids to have a balance, enjoy it along the way. So you teach your kids it's good to work hard so you can enjoy it along the way as well. Okay, it's a really good value or lesson to teach your kids. Transferring. So this is when you're winding down, you might pass away, or before that, you're starting to wind down, you'll start gifting some money to your kids, getting them on the right foot, okay? That's really important that the right tax structures are set up, the good estate planning is in place, all right, and teaching. And this is where we build what I like to call legacy planning, okay? So that what you did in your life will pass on positive outcomes to the rest of your generation. It's a legacy, right? Lots of people want to build a legacy, and I'm big on it as well. And legacy planning is really important. It really comes down to how you're going to transfer your wealth and when you're going to do it, and how you're going to generate enough wealth to transfer to build a legacy. And then repeat, okay? So then transfer the legacy, and then you get your kids to repeat this process. So we have a lot of clients who do intergenerational planning. So I'll look after mum, dad, and then they'll even refer their mum, dad if they're still alive. But then we'll also start looking after the kids. So it's this constant going legacy planning 101, going round and round in circles, where I get to look after the whole family and ensure that the generation moving on is ticking goals. Okay? So this is how we leave a legacy. This is how we actually provide a protection and security blanket without just saying the words and hoping that magically going to happen. Okay? We see shit come through here every single day where families aren't doing this stuff, and it's catastrophic, okay? It's never going to happen to you. Cancer's a 1 in 2 statistic at the moment, right? Don't be another statistic. Try and do you have enough funds to look after your family, but also give you the right treatment moving forward. So don't be that person. Provide your family with security, protection blanket to make sure they're looked after before something happens, and you can build a legacy. Alright dudes, I hope you enjoyed that one. Reach out if you need any help, super, investments, insurance, cash flow is a big one we're covering off in this week. Happy to help. You know what my details are. Also follow my LinkedIn, Ryan King, and my Instagram, Ryan King Finance, and you can have a good broad range of everything I'm posting. Cheers guys. Stay